What's up, gamers? It's Lost in Place, and it is time for another Let's Get Drunk and Funk! This is my series of commentaries going over my younger years. Remember, I'm a really old dude, but you should trust me anyway. And I'm going to tell you about all my drunken hookup failures, which, trust me, I have had quite a few of them in my younger years. As I explained in my first commentary of this series, I am just a magnet for trouble when I mix alcohol and girls. So today's story, we're going to flash back to my younger years, really way back. We're going all the way back to 1993, before the internet, before cell phones, before iPads, iPods. Oh my god, I know it's really hard to imagine that such a time existed, but it did. So this story is going to be about my first threesome. Wow, oh my god, did he just say his first threesome? I certainly did, folks. Luckily, I've been graced with a couple of those, and you may hear about more in future commentaries, but today, we're going to talk about my first. And this was when I was a junior in high school, 1993. Now, I was a very slow bloomer. As far as girls go, it took me a while to kind of get around the bases, and I honestly didn't seal the deal till after this story takes place. At the time of this story, I am a virgin. And I've barely grazed second base to this point. So that should give you an idea of where my mindset is. So on this particular evening, I actually had convinced my mom to let me use her car. This was fantastic. I didn't own my own car, and I did have a driver's license. In Jersey, you get your license at 17. Well, at least when I was 17. I don't know what the hell it is now. And I normally had to rely on my friends in order to go out and do things. Like, I'd have to have them pick me up. So I just turned 17 recently. And she's let me use her Ford Taurus station wagon, which is a fantastic vehicle, mind you. The women see me driving that, and they just get wet at the sight of it. So I already was batting 1,000 with that starting out the evening. Now, there were these two girls that were on my track and field team, and their names were Laura and Jessica. And they wanted to go out and party. They were a grade below me. They were sophomores, and I was juniors, so they were impressed by my coolness just right there. And the fact that I could drive. So their plan was that I would pick the two girls up, and my buddy Joe was having a party, and we were going to drive to the party, and I was planning on getting them drunk and seeing what the hell would happen. And that was the plan. So I picked the girls up, and I made sure to bring some supplies just in case, and I thank goodness that I did. I raided my mom's liquor cabinet trying to get some liquor. Now, I wasn't a really big drinker back then, and I had no idea what was good to drink. So I grabbed a bottle of peach schnapps. Oh, dear Lord, that was a bad choice now that I look back at it. But, hey, at the time I said peach. I'm like, oh, girls like peaches. Okay, we'll get that. So I grabbed my bottle of peach schnapps, pick up the girls, and we're off. So I'm driving a couple towns over to where this party is supposed to be. Now, I have no idea where it's at. Again, this is 1993, so there's no MapQuest directions, there's no cell phones. Basically, I had to stop at a payphone every frickin' couple miles just to call my buddy and say, oh, I'm lost, where the hell is this place? So after the third time of stopping at a payphone, I finally get a hold of him again, and he's saying, oh, the cops were just here, the party's busted. Damn! So my plans are shot. I've got these two girls, and a bottle of peach schnapps, and myself, and nowhere to go. So I start brainstorming. What can we do? What can 16, 17-year-old guys and girls do? Well, we can go sit somewhere in my car and drink liquor. So at the time, I did have a job. I worked at an office building, and I'd go there once or twice a week, and I'd clean basically when the place was closed. And I knew the place was closed at this time, and it was in a kind of obscure, hidden location, so we drive to that building, and we basically park behind it next to a dumpster. Classy. So being the smooth operator that I was, I convinced the girls to start pounding the peach schnapps. I didn't touch the stuff because I took one sip, nearly puked, but somehow they managed to get a big bunch of guzzles down before they got tired of it. So then they're starting to get a little funny, a little drunk, you know. I'm feeling good. I say, let's hop in the back seat and just hang out. So we jump in the back seat. Now, this is a hot May month in New Jersey. I had turned the engine off of the Taurus station wagon, but I left the key turned on so the fans would blow and keep us cool. So I'm sitting in the middle of the back seat. To my right is Laura, to my left is Jessica. And boom, we just start going at it. We're making out, we're hooking up, and they're sucking on my neck. They're like, hands are going kind of some places that are making me happy. And after a couple minutes, I start rounding third base. I'm feeling really good. I'm really happy with myself. Everything's going good. And yeah, they're talking about how wonderful I taste. God, I love Drakkar Noir. That was the cologne I used back in the day. So apparently Drakkar Noir tastes good, because that's what they kept saying as they're chowing on my neck. So anyway, I don't want to get into too many nitty-gritty details, but let's just say that I didn't necessarily cross home plate, but I came real close before we were done. So after about, I don't know, God, it felt like forever. I wish it was forever. I wish I was still sitting there right now getting my neck chowed on by these girls. So we're done, and I go to start the car. It's getting kind of late, and I have to be home. I have a curfew because my mom really was strict. So I start the car. Well, guess what? The car won't start. Because I'm such a noob at driving, I didn't realize that if the keys were turned on and the fan's running, it's just draining the hell out of your battery. And the battery is dead. Now, like I said earlier, we're in a really obscure place, far from civilization, and great, what the hell am I going to do? I got these two girls. So, up the road about 1.5 miles is a Wawa food market. For those of you who don't know, it's kind of like a convenience store, but I know they have a payphone or there's people there, so I decided I'm going to walk down there. And Laura said she wanted to come with, but Jessica, I don't know, she was feeling kind of ill from all that peach schnapps. Can't really blame her. She said she was going to wait at the car. Looking back, that was really a stupid move leaving her by herself, but that's what she wanted. And luckily nothing happened to her, but I kind of laugh at that, thinking about it now. So me and Laura decide we're going to walk, and we walk all the way to the Wawa, and we find this random guy with a pickup truck, kind of big mechanic-looking dude. And again, another thing, a decision, and I look back on it, it was probably a bad decision. He offered to give us a jump, and he drove us back to the car. Now, it was dark now, so I couldn't really see what was going on with my face or my neck. But the guy kept looking at me and laughing, and I'm just like, what the hell? What's going on? Do I got a booger hanging out? I really didn't know. And, you know, he made some comment as we're getting closer to the car. He's like, yeah, I know what you two are doing back here, And I really couldn't even reply to that. I just sat there with a shit-eating grin on my face, you know. I was kind of in my glory. So then we pull up to the Taurus, and sitting there is Jessica. So the guy just turns and looks at me and goes, my man! You know, he's probably just amazed this 17-year-old kid is roping two girls in at once. So anyway, he gives us a jump, and I get the girls home, and I go home. On the car ride home, it's funny, the one girl, Laura, mentioned, she's like, I'm really sorry about the Hickey we gave you. And, you know, at the time, I really didn't know exactly about Hickeys. These were probably my first ones. And I looked in my rear view mirror, but it's dark, and I can't really see it. I saw a little bit of purple. I'm just like, oh, you know, cool. I was proud of it, actually. It was no big deal. But then I get home and go to the bathroom and turn the light on. My neck, entire right and left side, was one giant Hickey. The entire thing was coated from chin all the way down to shoulder blades on both sides, bright purple. Oh my God. So the next day I wake up and I'm like, how the hell am I going to hide this from my mom? Because this is just as, you know, my family, that's just not going to fly. So what do you do? I did what everyone has probably done when they've been in this situation. I put on a turtleneck. And Mom, she uses her X-ray mother vision or whatever. She finds out right away. And she starts flipping out because, you know, I had her Taurus and she knew what happened. So she's flipping out. And, yeah, anyway, at the end of the story, I went to school on Monday. I still had hickeys. I caught grief from everybody. And, I don't know, I should have been proud of it, but I was embarrassed at the time. I thought I was a dirty little boy because I had a threesome, you know, but be proud. I should have worn that shit on my shoulder and just walked around and been like, yeah, I had a threesome, bitches, what's up? And I guess the moral of this story, first of all, hickeys, beware. You gotta watch. It may feel good, but you can't let them go to town on you like that. You know, one little hickey, I guess it's alright. If you feel like a vacuum pressure on your neck, you need to stop. It's gonna leave a big-ass purple bruise. And I guess it's just not really something you want to be rocking when you're 17 years old. It looks trashy. And the other moral is, if you're going to be making out with a girl in a car, make sure the engine's running if the air conditioner is on. So that's it for this episode of Let's Get Drunk and Funk. Trust me, I've got a ton more of these, and I'm looking forward to sharing them with you guys. Hope you're enjoying. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. I'm Lost in Place, and I'm out of here.